Hey, I thought I'd show off our homemade generator. This is actually, if you're a farmer, you'll recognize this galvanized sheet metal. This is actually from a Gleaner combine. And the Gleaner combines and several others were powered by Chevy Chevy engines. So this one's actually a 292 straight six. And it runs pretty good. When you put a load on it, it really sounds good. Like I can't get over how well these straight six engines run. Even though it's not a lot of power, but it's way more than what we need for what we're doing here. So this generator is something crazy. It's like 51,000 watts or something silly. Way overkill for what we were needing, but I found a guy that had this for sale for $500, so we bought it. Hooked it to the back of this combine engine, and then I found this. I don't remember what this was. It was a toolbox off something. No, it had electric controls in here for some kind of feed system, but I made a little gauge panel and the ignition switch and the start switch. So we got oil, carbon fiber auto meter, oil pressure gauge, and then a coolant. So let me walk around to the other side. It's made into a trailer. Here's the air filter from the Gleaner, and just regular straight six Chevy stuff. Nothing fancy. All right, so I wanted to show this off because I had a funny story about it. The first time that we used this, and the only time we used it, was a few years ago. We have this is at my dad's, and he lives way out in the middle of nowhere. And when the electricity goes off, the electricity may be out for days. You don't know. Maybe minutes, but sometimes it has been days. So we decided one day I was going to hook this thing up. So we've already got a switch outside that you switch to disconnect the power line, and you can connect a generator to it. So I used jumper cables and jumped it from, there's a couple leads on the inside of this box, and I jumped it from inside there with jumper cables, car jumper cables, to the line going in the house. And when I did, I set the idle to where this voltmeter was at, I think, 220, 240, something like that. Everything's working great. I go in the house, and I didn't know, like, the AC, or the AC was on, the air compressor out here in the shop was on. There was a lot of things on and running that come on all at one time. So whenever I set the idle on this thing and set the voltage, there's not like a voltage regulator on this deal. There's not a governor on it. So when those things started kicking off, like the air built up out here, so the air compressor shut off. I was shutting off lights around the place. So I'm sitting in the kitchen while this thing's running. All of a sudden, light bulbs start blowing out in the kitchen. And then I smell smoke. And I run out and I shut this thing off just as fast as I can. Go in the house, and I'm walking around. I'm thinking something's on fire because the smell is so bad. And I found out it burnt the power supply on the back of my dad's computer on the inside of it. So I was able to fix that myself. We got away with just replacing some light bulbs, and everything was good. But so now we've got a guy coming to wire this thing up correctly, so we don't, screw something else up. Because we were going to run this thing around to run welders and whatever we wanted. So it's kind of it's a neat setup. It runs good, and when we do get it set up correctly, I'll make a video of it running. But anyways, thought you guys get a kick out of that.